guys, hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are in the world. As I film this, it is Saturday in California. Today we're gonna try Slavic food. What is Slavic? When something is considered Slavic, it includes Central Europe, Eastern Europe, Southeastern Europe, Northeastern Europe, North Asia, and Central Asia. Let's open up these boxes. Aha! I'm guessing this one is the chicken cutlet. If I do remember correctly, this is called a blintz. It looks like a mini burrito. This one has cheese in it, and there's another one that has meat. Welcome, peekaboo! Boom. Piroshki. The bottom is flat. It's a bit hollow. When I squish it, I could feel there is a slight bit of air. There's a little room in there. Now, boom! This is the apple piroshki. If you look at the side profile, it looks like this is a mouth, or like a mouthpiece for instrument. Boop, 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 boop. It's just slightly oily. Let's migrate all of these onto a plate. And I gotta heat it up. Alright, I heated everything up for about 33-45 seconds each plate. And I also got some dessert. You have some chocolate. I think it's milk chocolate. It's all in a different language. And this one has a girl on the front. All this together cost $25 USD. We're gonna have some barley tea paired with the food. This barley tea I bought from a Korean market. Oh, it tastes very cozy. And I also picked up some sparkling mineral water at another European store. This one does make me burp a bit, so I might focus more on the tea. What do we try first? Typically, I would just take the food and bite it, but I kind of, my mom, she watches my mukbang, and she's curious about, she always asks me, how did that taste? So this time, I think I'm gonna leave a bit for her to try out. So, keep it fresh for her. Alright, let's take a look at the inside of the blintz. There's not much color in it. Oh, if you look really closely, this is very thin. It's a very thin skin, and it's wrapped around, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. Okay, if you put it on a flavor spectrum, this being bland and this being flavorful, it's like 30%. Perhaps you usually pair it with a sauce? I just googled some images of blintz. This one must be a cheese blintz, and they put some sort of blueberry jam, blueberry sauce on there, because it is on the plain side. I wonder if I have any sauces. Let me check my fridge real quick. So what I found in the fridge, by the way, it's my mama's fridge. I found a black currant mustard and a Provençal mustard. Both are imported from France. Now I know it's probably not what you use to coat your blintz, but guess what? I don't have all the tools with me, especially because I'm not in a Slavic country. And I also found some capers. So what we're gonna do is just flavor the blintz. It'll be a fusion. I don't even know what this black currant mustard tastes like. I'm actually not a big fan of mustard, but it doesn't smell like mustard. It smells kind of red wine-like. So let's just put some of these to the side. Spoonful of everything. Trying to make the sauce go down, but why is it going on the other side of the spoon? Not too bad. I didn't use these chopsticks yet, so let's dig up some capers and put it on here. Oops! I'm putting all the sauce on there. Alright, let's try the blintz with the mustard this time. lay it flat. Put some of the black currant mustard right on top. If I sprinkled on something like a color like a goji berry, ooh, what a nice contrast that'll be. Let me give you guys a close look. And then flavor spectrum, it's like 50% now, maybe even up to 60%. It all depends on how much mustard you put on there, right? Have you guys had a Blintz? Let me know. How do you normally eat it? All right, what's next? Let's try the other Blintz, right? This one, I believe this one is the cheese Blintz. Oh, it's all white in there. It almost looks like mashed potatoes. It's so smushy. Oh. I was not expecting it to be sweet. Just like the photos I showed you earlier, that goes so well with like some sort of jam or like blueberry sauce. Okay, this time let me find something like a sweet sauce in my fridge. More likely than not, I'm not eating this, you know, I'm not sprinkling it with anything traditionally Slavic. However, I think this is what happens when you don't have all the ingredients, right? You kind of use what you have and you make it into your own thing. So I'm gonna be putting on a honey on a bit of that. Save this area for my mama. And I also have some cinnamon. It says ground Saigon cinnamon from Costco, aka Kirkland. So let's sprinkle some of that onto the honey, and the honey will, boom. The honey acts like glue because, you know, cinnamon can get kind of dusty and all over the place, but the honey will just knit all that together. Let's cut a slice. I have to say the Blintz really loves to unravel. So, there we go. You have to do it with speed, or else if you go too slow, the fork will not go through properly. It'll make it all like come undone. So, all right. The honey fell on the carpet. Okay, the honey and the cinnamon, it camouflages with the Blintz. Huh? Where is it? All right. Now that situation is handled. It's like Sunday brunch food. Let's try the chicken cutlet. Just look at this. It looks like a huge kind of meatball that was smashed on one side. So let's cut a little bit off of it. I'll show you the inside. That is the interior of the cutlet. There's something, when I bite into it, every so often there's like some sort of a crunchiness. So it's not just chicken. Whatever other crunchy item is in here, it just camouflages. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where that crunchiness is coming from. So I'm looking up the recipe. Okay, this one's a Russian chicken cutlet recipe I'm looking. Aha! Chopped onion, shredded zucchini. At this Slavic deli, they had something called herring under a fur coat. And they had like more vegetable, like beet salads. However, I like to try a little bit of different dishes, but they were selling like big containers of each kind of salad, you know? And they're like $7, $8, $10, even $15. So I was like, I'm definitely not gonna eat all that, and I don't want to waste food if I'm not gonna eat all that. Everything we have today, it might seem just very brown, tan, beige, but there is some strong magenta colored dishes in the Slavic cuisine. This is like, it's like the taste of toasty rice. You know, some people, they have been asking me, oh, I miss your mukbang and the things you talk about, so can you please make more soon? So originally I was gonna post another travel vlog next, but I'm gonna be posting this one first before any other video. And I also did my first live stream a couple days ago. You know what would be really cool? If this chicken cutlet, there was something in the inside. Maybe if there's like cheese. I'm eating it with the some capers and blackcurrant mustard. It would be really interesting if we use some like Asian sauces too, like soy sauce, sesame oil. Alright, so I didn't find any sesame oil or soy sauce, which is funny because it's an Asian household. I did find some A1 and a bunch of other types of mustards from France. So, oh, it's a new bottle. I never use A1 sauce, so I forgot how it tastes like. Actually, I cut some pork cutlet already, so let's sprinkle on that A1 sauce directly on there. Boop. Oh, might be a lot. Oh, it's too much. Woo! And for those who are curious, A1 sauce contains tomato puree, vinegar, corn syrup, salt, raisin paste, crushed orange puree, spice, dry garlic, blah blah blah, and it goes on. So you don't eat this for health, you eat this for flavor. And I kind of like the chicken cutlet as is by itself. You know, when I film my mukbang or travel vlogs, I eat everything. But I have new subscribers, so some things I might say again every other couple mukbang, just to let you guys know. Because some people still to this day ask me, I thought you were vegan. I stopped being vegan like 3 years ago. Even maybe it was 4 years ago. And people are like so shocked. They're like, huh, what happened? I don't know, like when it comes to diet, people can get really personal. You know, vegans will say for animal, you know, compassion, and it's terrible for the environment to be raising cows and animals for, you know, eating purposes. And then we have people who are, you know, one of my friends, she eats paleo these days because of her boyfriend. And then she was saying, defending the argument that we do need to eat meat. We need animal protein. You know, we have all these like different people saying opposite things, and in the end, what do? You know, you could try different things. You could try different lifestyles, try different kinds of cuisines for long term. You choose for yourself what you want to do, what you want to become. You subscribe to what you want in your life, okay? What someone considers a good thing, another will consider it a bad thing, and vice versa. And as for me, I like to eat as plant-based, as many vegetables as possible off camera. On camera, not all cuisines might be the most vegetarian or vegan. And the thing is, like, eating food and trying different cultures' food, it could be very bonding and it could be very revealing. And oh, it's just amazing, like all the flavors out there in the world that I have never tried, that maybe not all of us will ever try all the different flavors of the world, you know? And the fact that that exists out there, it's just oh, it's quite exciting. This time let's try the Piroshki. Yes, now one Piroshki contains apple, but which one is it? And the other Piroshki contains mushrooms. See, once again, apple and mushrooms. It's all these similar tones of brown, tan. Ooh, this one must be the mushroom. Oh, is that onions? Now the bread itself, the top of the bread is a bit thick, but the bottom of the bread is quite thin. This one as well, not so flavorful. But I do appreciate it. You do get the carb feels in that one. And carb feels, it's always a good thing at the moment. It goes well with the barley tea. Alright, so it's been a little over a month since I've been back in the States after my 6-month-long Asia trip. Some people, they're like, oh, I thought you'd be so different by the time you came back. I thought you'd be like a hippie or something. And I'm like, I wasn't even expecting that. I just don't like to expect things anymore, because sometimes if you expect too much, you'll get disappointed. Like, what if I wanted to change a lot and I came back and I'm like, I don't think I changed? Then what? I'm gonna be sad about that? I mean, change. You cannot force change. Sometimes it just happens even if you don't want it to. And other times, even if you do make decisions where it can affect your life drastically, it doesn't always mean you're gonna change as a person just as drastically. I think depending on the phase in your life, certain situations may really challenge you and make you grow. If a 5-year-old goes through their parents' divorce, it could affect them greater than if that child were 50 years old and experiencing their parents' divorce. Now let's try the piroshki with, I believe it was beef, was it? Oh, we'll find out once we open this. Yeah, so people were like, oh, I thought you'd be a hippie by the time you came back. And, you know, of course I did change in certain ways, but it's not like, wow, I'm a completely different person. I haven't been away for 20 years. Then I might be someone very different. I was only away for 6 months, and maybe if I went through certain things, then I really would have changed even more, but I'm still me. I still enjoy my food. Of course, I got sick from the dengue fever, which was a huge chapter of this trip. I always talk about it because it had a very big influence. So here's the inside of the second piroshki. I mean, it looks like, man, it looks like some sort of pickled veggie inside, and it's a little bit hollow. If I was really small enough, I could walk in there and explore. How could I forget? This is the piroshki with the apple inside. It's sweet. It's more sweet than the blintz we had. The cheese blintz. This one also could do really well with some honey. Boop! Just a little bit. Alright, I'm starting to get full, so I'm gonna slow down the eating part. I want to talk a bit. Exercise the mouth, the brain. Metabolize faster, and then we eat more. Ooh, because we still have the cabbage roll and ooh, these desserts to try. I like how they're not like too big, it's bite size. As many of you guys may already know, I went to art college and I studied architecture, landscape, and interior design there. And during that time, we used the computer a lot to make models and like make all these illustrations. But in the beginning process of each project, we would do a lot more sketches and drawings, and I think that's the part I enjoyed the most. Being in this tangible world, touching the pen, and if I push harder on a certain type of pen, like a brush pen, then it'd go on thicker on the paper, and then if I do like really gentle pressure, then it'd be like a thinner line. I really miss that, you know, because now that I'm doing YouTube full time, like what do I do? Everything's digital. Social media is on the phone, and then I do vlogs with the camera, and then I edit on the computer. So it's like everything I do is creative on a screen. In the past couple months, I started noticing things in my body where my arm might hurt a bit, because when you use your phone it's like da 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 da. So I would feel my arm getting all tense. Also my neck, right, text neck they call it, sometimes it'll hurt. And then even when I'm sitting at the computer, I try to have good posture, but after editing for a couple hours, I find myself like hunched over like this. I'm like, oh, hold on. And then my butt will fall asleep. So I'm trying to balance that out by getting off all technology by 9 p.m. and even 8 p.m. Earlier the better. So lately I've been getting back into the habit of drawing, and I bought a watercolor set. I don't have much experience in watercolor. I've done acrylics, I've done I use charcoal, different kinds of mediums, but not watercolor. That's like a totally different creature to me. I bought a watercolor set in my last week in Hong Kong, and then now I am starting to do watercolor. You know how apples are crispy? There's still that crispiness preserved, but it's not 100% crispy. 15% crispy. Let's sprinkle on some cinnamon. These days I've been having yogurt, and I like to put some honey and some cinnamon on that. Okay, so which Peroski do I like more? The apple one or the mushroom? Okay, not just because I have a sweet tooth, but I do think the apple Peroski is much more tastier. But it depends on your mood. If you want something savory, then of course the mushroom, right? Let's dip it in some of the mustard. Tastes good with that one. Oh, what kind of mustard was it? This one was blackcurrant. That one was Provençal mustard. Oh man, what were we talking about? This happens a lot when I talk with my friends as well. Okay, someone told me that girls, we start different conversations. We don't always end them, right? We start this one and then we start this one with this one. But then men, they tend to finish one conversation and then go on to the next. I'm guessing that's generalization, but maybe percentage-wise, women do multiple conversations more often than men? Who knows? Let's try the cabbage roll, shall we? Ooh, this one feels dense. Ooh, what's inside this? What is it? Looks like, is that rice? Yeah, it looks like some sort of white rice with some meat. I'll show you the inside. Out of everything we had today, that one is the most sophisticated one. I mean, texturally, it's more rich, in my opinion, because we have the cabbage on the outside. It's easy to bite into. It's just slightly crunchy. The inside, it's soft, but it's not like a mashed potato texture. The flavor reminds me of the Korean blood sausage. It's called sundae. Sundae is a little bit like a balloony texture, like kind of squishy. This one is different texture. Okay, so when people go to contemporary art museums, some visitors are like, what is this doing here? Why is there a basketball in an aquarium full of water? So some people might just look at it and be like, what is this? Get me out of here. Why did I pay this much money to see a basketball in water? And the other people think, oh, what can this mean? What is this artist trying to say? Like trying to figure it out. or even just trying to come up with your own meaning. That is part of the fun in going to art museums. Seizing the moment, concentrating, focusing on this one thing. It's not something that everyone loves to do, but some of us really do enjoy it. I would say I am 80% full. In a typical mukbang, I would try to finish everything. You know, today I'm gonna take it a little bit regal because in the past few mukbangs I overate, and after dengue fever, whenever I overeat, I get very uncomfortable in the stomach. So I will honor my body. I will listen to your body. It's very important to listen to your body and tune into what it's saying to you. I'm 90% full, just enough room left for chocolates. Usually when I feel mukbang, I eat until like I'm 140% full. Ooh, I do want to have some more of that cheese blintz. You know, people say that if you eat until you're 80% full, that'll increase your lifespan compared to if you eat up until you're 100% full. Now, I'm not sure how true that is because I haven't lived one lifetime and then living second time differently. It's not like any of us have that choice, right? So it's hard to like really compare the, you know, it's really hard to prove that fact. The scientists probably used animals, like maybe rats, to test that theory out. Ooh, okay. Now, I am going to save this. The chopsticks. Did I ever put my saliva on it? Not sure. Anyhow, I didn't put my saliva on this side. You know, in Asian culture, we do a lot of family style eating. So when we go to Asian restaurants, we order big plates of different things and then everyone grabs their chopstick and picks at it. But in like French cuisine, you don't take your fork and just grab things from other dishes. And the funny thing is, one of my exes, although he was Asian, he didn't like eating from each other's plates. Like sometimes when I eat with my mom, oftentimes she picks something from my plate and tries it. And then my other ex, he was Caucasian. Well, he was like a mix of different European. He was more Asian than my other ex because he would love to just pick from my plate and he wanted me to pick from his plate and try what he had. So you cannot make stereotype all the time saying Asian people are like this or white people are like this. You'll be surprised. There's a time when people always used to say, oh, Asians are so good at math. When I was in high school, my non-Asian friends would say that to me. Oh, why are Asian people so good at math? Not every single Asian in the history of mankind had an A+ in math class. And you know what? I think it's pretty awesome that we're living in a time where we question generalization and I mean there is some truth to generalization, but they are not 100% true. Some generalizations are created from common occurrences in a culture or in a group of people. Now, I'm not quite sure what language is that. You know Twix, they usually have a 2 in there, like twins. That Twix couple gave birth to this one because it's so cute and small. Very, very smooth. Brown on the inside and dark brown on the outside. And the bottom has some texture on there. It looks like a grid, a diagonal grid. Lots of small little squares. I think there's nuts in that. Very teeny bits of nut. It's very sweet. Wow, this is like, of everything I had here on this table, aside from the sauces, wow, this is like 200 times sweeter than the Piroshki, the apple Piroshki. And let me show you the 3 other candies. So we have a baby and a girl. Maybe it's the same baby grew up as her. And then I think that's milk chocolate. It has a website. Oh, it says www.uniconf.ru. I think .ru is Russian website ending, right? Alright, actually, I want to try the baby. This one also, same company. Same company. Same company. I wonder how many people who are viewing this are from a Slavic country or of Slavic origin. Let me know if you are. Undressing the chocolate. You got these waves on the top. Ooh, this one has some crunch in it. Looks like there's 2 layers of wafer, or something like a wafer. The top has a crispy layer, and so does the bottom. You know, they're white here, and the middle is it looks to be chocolate. The middle part is not crispy. Ooh, ooh, do you hear that? Okay, let me get closer to you so you could hear this crispiness. Did you hear it this time? Let us try the girl. Perhaps it is like a more developed. I wonder how different it is from the baby chocolate. Does it have a more mature flavor? Or is it the same? You know how when you throw a pebble into the water and it goes like this? Yeah, well, the top of it looks like that. What? It's a surprise. There's more crispiness in that one. Check it out. Oh, this is more. This is the tastiest chocolate of all these. I'm trying to figure out what that ingredient that makes it that flavor. Very tasty. It's peanut. It is peanut. That's what it is. Oh, and actually, they are wafers. From this angle. Okay, let me bite this in a certain way so you could see the wafer, the grid. There we go. Now that's the taste of a Saturday. This one, we don't have a girl or a baby on it. It looks much more adult-ish. We do have a bird on there. Perhaps, you see the bird right there? Oh, focus on the bird, not my face. Perhaps this is a national bird of the country this chocolate was made in. That's just a theory. I need to do some research on that. Okay, so, ooh, this paper is kind of nice. It's just, it has a texture on it. Check it out. It's the type of paper that you could use for a Christmas wrapping paper. It's a square. Okay, here's the back. Whoa. Oh, that's mushroom. Or not mushroom. Marshmallow. Fluffy. The top is a white marshmallow and the bottom is a light brown marshmallow. Is that marshmallow? Yeah, it is marshmallow, but I think that's a chocolate marshmallow, the bottom part. Right, but my favorite, you know what, I was actually expecting them to taste similar. I'm so happy that the insides, they all vary. And my favorite one was the girl, the one with a girl on it. Because there's peanut in that one. and it was extra crispy. Thank you guys for joining me on eating some Slavic food. I got a little creative. I know I ate it in a not so traditional way, but I hope you enjoyed eating with me nonetheless. What did you eat during this mukbang? Let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to follow me on Snapchat and Instagram at Miss Mina O. I like to play this game where you have to find me. I had my face in food. Hashtag find Mina. Hashtag where's Mina. See you guys in the next mukbang and travel vlog. Bye bye.